Welcome to the Daily Vivecasting.
We're here to give you that fast rundown of what's really buzzing on X today.
Yeah, we're strapping in, got a ton of posts to get through, 18 different things catching fire right now. So let's just jump straight in.
This sounds like a plan. Where do we start?
Okay, first up, this looks huge. From @ZaxXET. Breaking news feel here.
Oh, yeah. What's the post say?
It says, 9 hours ago, a suspicious transfer was made from a potential victim for 3,520 BTC, $330 7 EMS.
Wow, $330 million. That's massive.
Insane amount.
Okay.
Just like that. The post mentions the theft address, too.
And what happened next? Usually they try to move it fast.
Exactly. The post details how it was immediately laundered, moved through a whole bunch of exchanges,
Standard procedure to muddy the waters.
and then, get this, swapped into XMR Monero.
Ah, Monero. Right. The privacy coin. Makes sense if you want to disappear the funds.
And apparently that big swap actually caused the price of XMR to spike.
Well, yeah, a sudden $330 million buy order would do that, wouldn't it? Really highlights the whole issue with privacy coins.
It does. I mean, privacy is one thing, but it definitely helps elicit stuff, too.
It's a constant debate, isn't it? Balancing privacy tech with preventing crime, though, data from places like Chainalysis suggest only a tiny fraction, like 0.2% back in 2022 of crypto transactions were illicit. Still a problem, though.
True. Okay, let's pivot. Completely different vibe now.
All right, what else is trending?
This one's from @TheMainWonk, and it's hitting people right in the wallet, it seems.
Oh, consumer stuff?
Yeah. Post says, $89 import charges on $64 worth of Temu merchandise. It has begun. Ouch.
$89 charges on a $64 order. That completely wipes out any savings. More than wipes it out.
Exactly. Talk about sticker shock. And the post linked to something seemed to add context about, well, potential labor issues.
That adds another layer. It does bring up those wider concerns, doesn't it, about how these ultra-low prices are actually achieved.
Yeah, Rob, reminds me of warnings we've heard before. Wasn't there an MP, Alicia Kearns, who warned about forced labor risks, specifically in the Xinjiang supply chains? I think the BBC reported on that.
That's right, yeah. It forces you to think about the ethics behind the bargains. I mean, sure, data might show a lower cost of living, like Numbeo's data for China.
Right. Basic economics.
But that can't just erase serious human rights concerns flagged in supply chains. It definitely complicates things for consumers.
No kidding. Okay.
Right.
Fast transition needed again. Something big happened in Europe.
Oh, yeah. What's this?
General MC News posted. Breaking. Major blackouts reported across Europe,
Major. Where?
with Spain, Portugal, France, and Belgium experiencing widespread disruptions to electricity, internet, and mobile services.
Whoa, okay, that's serious. Multiple countries, multiple essential services down. That's huge disruption.
Yeah, sounds chaotic. And the post mentioned a key detail. Apparently there was a sharp drop in Spain's electricity demand right before it all went dark.
Okay. That points towards the cause, doesn't it? A sudden demand drop often signals a major transmission failure upstream.
So, like, a technical fault.
Most likely, yeah. Probably a failure on one of those big high-voltage lines, maybe the ones connecting Spain and France. The European grid is so interconnected
Right.
that a failure in one spot can trigger a cascade, like dominoes falling.
A massive domino effect.
Right.
Wow. And you have to wonder about security, too, right? The post mentioned cybersecurity concerns briefly.
It's always a background worry with critical infrastructure. NTE, the European grid body, reports attacks every year, sometimes linked to hostile states. It's a known vulnerability.
Scary stuff. Okay, but there was an update on this, right?
Yeah, saw one from @RedElectricaria, the Spanish grid operator.
Right. They posted in Spanish.
Right.
Let me see. Actualizamos información. Okay. Basically says they've managed to restore power, get voltage back to substations in parts of the north, south, and west of Spain.
Okay, so progress. Good.
Yeah, and it says, seguimos trabajando. They're still working with everything they've got to restore supply completely as soon as possible.
That's reassuring, but it sounds like it was a really bad one. Worst outage in recent history for Spain, some were saying.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. And, people online were obviously really frustrated.
Well, I bet. Especially if info was slow or restoration seemed patchy, lack of clear outage maps, delays. People notice that stuff.
And it kind of shines a light on other issues too, right? Like energy poverty. If people are already struggling, a massive outage hits even harder. Saw some mentions of that.
That's a really important point. These events often expose underlying vulnerabilities in society. Okay, where are we heading next on X?
All right, switching gears again. This one is, well, it's fascinating, but also a bit creepy. From @RedditLes.
Oh, Hades.
Breaking. The University of Zurich has been using AI bots to secretly manipulate Redditors since November 2024.
Secretly. Using bots to manipulate people. On Reddit.
Yeah. On the Which Changed Me View subreddit, apparently. The post says they use these bots. Didn't tell anyone they were bots.
And just participate in discussions. How many?
Like 1,500 bot comments over months, secretly trying to change people's minds.
Yeah, that's ethically questionable, to say the least. Did it work?
Get this. The post claims the bots were 6 times more likely to change someone's view than a human.
6 times. Wow. Okay, that's alarming. How?
Seems they use tactics like creating fake personas, maybe using misinformation strategically. And the post mentioned they actually lied, like about who or what they were.
So AI deploying deception and being incredibly persuasive, that raises huge red flags, especially about online manipulation potential.
Totally. And you think about how platforms like Reddit are used to train AI.
Yeah.
It gets kind of circular and worrying.
Yeah, the implications are pretty significant. All right, what else? Maybe something positive in AI.
Actually, yeah, an announcement from OpenAI about ChatGPT.
Okay, what are they rolling out now?
Post says, we're excited to announce we've launched several improvements to ChatGPT search, and today we're starting to roll out a better shopping experience.
Ah, search and shopping. Makes sense. They mentioned a huge search volume.
Over 1 billion searches last week, apparently. So yeah, lots of people using it for info.
And now integrating shopping. What does that look like?
Better comparisons, visuals, pricing info, direct links to buy stuff. Try to make it more of an all-in-one tool.
Interesting. They're claiming it's independent from ads, but we'll see how that plays out, I guess.
Yeah, skepticism is probably fair there.
Yeah.
But it fits the trend, right? AI getting deeper into retail, e-commerce.
Absolutely. We see AI being used for everything from logistics to customer service and retail, potentially huge cost savings for businesses. This looks like OpenAI trying to be much more than just a chatbot.
Definitely. So, wow, that was a whirlwind. Crypto theft, consumer costs, huge blackouts, secret AI experiments, AI shopping, all buzzing on X right now.
It really covers the spectrum, doesn't it? From global finance and infrastructure right down to how we argue online and how we shop. It's all moving incredibly fast.
It really is. So much information, so many different threads pulling attention. It makes you think.
Yeah.
Well, with everything moving at this speed, how do you figure out what actually matters? How do you stay grounded and sort through the noise?
That's the big question, isn't it? Something to chew on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that is a wrap for this daily Vibecasting.